Hello and welcome back to the Honest Lab Horror Show, the show that we bring to you each and every Friday night. Why we do this on a Friday night? Because Friday night is horror night. Welcome back to the show, folks. As you can see, another group of talented people have joined us over here for this week's episode. This one's a little bit different. Normally, I will have guests on from Feature Lens. There's only been a very select few short film cast that I've had on the show. All three of them have been epic. This one falls on me though because Mark down there in the corner actually did send me the link and I missed it. I only seen the trailer when he sent me. So by the time we recorded this, I haven't actually seen this one yet. So we're going in blind. I will watch it afterwards. But I don't want to have to fake it on screen just to see. So everything's gonna be blind for me. But the short is called Family Secrets. It's about to go into a festival run. Is that right, Mark?
That's right.
Yep. So let me introduce the crew for the evening. So we have co-director, co-writer, co-editor, and co-musician. Is that what you call it for people to do the music?
Yeah.
This is Mr. Mark Lotus. How are you, sir?
I'm great. Thank you. Glad to be on the show.
Thanks for taking the time out of your afternoon or your evening to come on. That is a very white jumper you have on.
Thank you.
We have Matt Singleton, who is the co-director, co-writer, co-editor, co-musician. How are you, sir?
I'm well. How are you? Thank you for having us on.
Absolutely. Again, thanks for taking the time out of your day. That background is awesome. Look at all that horror merch is awesome.
Thank you.
Even though you've got two little bitches there, you don't have Freddy Krueger in there. It's bad.
Hey,
bad juju, that.
whoa, Freddie is a bitch. What?
That's bad juju right there.
You know, the only thing good about Freddie is Robert England, who was cool when I met him. Other than that, and the first one, after that, it goes south.
Yeah,
Nah, that's
We
not
could
true.
discuss this
I
later.
agree.
Three and four were awesome. New Nightmare was awesome.
Okay, I'll give you Dream Warriors, and then that's it.
Yeah, and then you can. Shall I get into Michael Myers and Halloween 4, Halloween 5, Halloween H2O?
H2O, I'm not a fan of. I do like Halloween 4. People hate on 5. I actually enjoy it. I really like the mask. Most people hate it.
We won't get into that. That's for a different debate.
Another show.
Another day, another fight that I'll continue to have, and I will die on this hill. We have Miss Penny Nichols. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Thanks for taking time out of your day to come on.
This is fun.
It makes a difference. Got to get the word out there.
Yeah.
And up in the top corner, we have a man whose surname I've never seen before. Mr. Ja Cinema. How are you, sir?
I'm well, sir. How are you?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Did I get the first? I did get the first name right, didn't I?
You did. You did.
Awesome.
Bravo.
Awesome. Yeah, I was saying not often you have a surname called Cinema, so that's awesome. I know I said off screen you need to buy yourself a cinema and open one. Can't go
Working
wrong with
on
that. But
Cool.
as I said, Mark, you sent me we connected on Facebook there probably a week or two ago. I didn't see the link with the thing. I seen the trailer one. So I've actually seen the trailer, and the trailer looks awesome. But before we jump into Family Secrets, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? I'll go through it, which is and how you got started in the business.
Well, okay. Name is Mark Lotus, like you guys said before, but I got started off in music. I run a small record label called Chrome City Records, but being a musician is something I've always done. And while I was on the record label, I was filming my own music videos, and I was having a great time doing that. And then at some point, Matt and we've been friends for 30 years, 32 years or something. We used to run movie theaters together. You know, I managed the theater. Matt was the lead projectionist. We did that forever, it seemed like. And so we've always been friends. And Matt was doing horror art. And I was like, you know what? Let's try to find a way to promote the horror art. I'll do the music and I'll put together like some, I'll use like stock footage and we'll integrate your your horror art into these reels, and I'll do all the music and it'll be great. We'll promote your stuff. When we did that for a while and then realized we're like, why don't we just film something? And Matt was like, you know what? Let's do that. Next thing you know, we're dragging fake body bags in the woods, talking about how we're gonna make this work. And then our friend Mike's like, "Oh, dude, it's on his property. I'll dig a grave right here." Like next thing you know, we're like, we because we love our horror films and horror movies. We were like, this is going to be great. So that's like a big thing for us. And so when we did our casting and such, that's how we started meeting folks like Penny and Ja, true talents. And so, this is a real way that we got started here. This is our second horror short. And the first one did really well. I think we won, Matt, I don't know, 15, 16 shows. And then this one has already won 4, and the trailer has won 6. So we're already up to 10 on this. So, that's just how we got our start, and everyone's got their story, but that's how we got off the ground on this one.
Nice, nice. I actually I'd have loved to work in a cinema, although you don't get to watch the films unless you're probably the projectionist. But I
What was the perk?
I literally I was doing a podcast just before we came on here, and I'd said to them that like I used to go to the cinema probably 4 times a week.
Yeah.
When I was younger. But I used to, like I was saying, I was 12 when I seen Saw in the cinema. And
Okay.
like, I used to go to the cinema an awful lot, and my mom would be like, "What are you going to see?" I said, "I don't know till I get up there," knowing full well that I'm going to see something that I'm absolutely not supposed to be in, because my best mate's brother's girlfriend at the time was the manager of the cinema, so she used to let us in to see things. It was awesome. What a time to be alive.
Yeah. Well, Matt and I watched movies like every other night, like literally. I mean, we could do whatever we want. We just kept, hey, Matt, run this one. 7 of us are going to watch. So that's kind of how we got our start. But
nice. What about you, Matt? Then obviously same kind of story. How did you get started in the business?
Yep, it's the same story. I was selling my artwork at horror conventions and just kind of doing that kind of thing. And me and Mark kind of hooked up and decided to, we're like, let's give it a shot. And we did the reprisal, our first one. We learned a lot, and we're like, man, we really enjoyed doing this. Let's keep going.
Absolutely.
And that's
Let it ride. Let it ride.
Yeah.
Joe, what about yourself? How did you get started in the business?
It's in my blood. My sister's an actress. She's doing her thing up in New York and stuff. She's been in it. To be honest with you, I've been an actor all my life. Just my everyday living and being and moving, and I took care of I kind of lived my life backwards. I'd like put my kids through school. I did everything completely backwards. And then once I was done and me and my wife was sitting in the house, I said, I want to take up acting. And she was just like, professionally, she was like, go for it. And I've been on a ride ever since, man. It's been awesome. I'm doing well. And yeah, this is my second love behind fishing. Slowly phasing fishing out right now, but yeah. But I've been at it for about 2 years now. So, I'm enjoying it. And these 2 guys right here gave me like my very first look and put me like in my first real professional acting setting, if you want to say that. And they trusted me, you know what I'm saying? And built my confidence a lot. And I've been rolling ever since, man. So for anything, I want to thank these 2 because they trusted me with their dream, and it blew up. I love it, and I can't believe you haven't watched it yet. But we'll do that another time. But
I'll let you know later on after this.
You're gonna trust me. You'll enjoy this. Trust me. I promise you. I promise you.
It's like 20 minutes long, is it, or 18 and a half minutes long? So I'll watch it as soon as I jump off, and then I'll let you know. Penny, what about yourself? How did you get started in the business?
Well, ballet, then choreography, then dinner theater, then regular theater, then film, then commercials, a little bit of TV. And then I took a break and then I came back, got in a couple horror films and horror comedy films. And then I saw Mark coming out of a theater and said, "Hey, I'm doing this film." I said, "Yeah." He says, "And you would be the scary one." And I said, "Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah." Because I on my cackle, my witches
You
cackle.
be you be the mental one.
Really worked on it when I was doing substitute teaching with the kids and stuff like that. But yeah, so I took a break to raise my kids and teach because I was a kindergarten teacher. And then I came back and started doing film.
Nice, nice. So I'm trying to see here. So I'm just going through Family Strokes. Sorry, not Family Strokes. Sorry, Family Secrets. It's just a strange way to interlink with people, just meeting someone outside a cinema.
Yeah, it was.
Like,
There's a
life is
story
funny
there.
like that.
There's a story there.
Life is mad like that though. You cross paths with someone and then all of a sudden it's that's it.
Fate. It's
Yeah.
fate.
Mm-hmm.
You're in.
It's
I couldn't
fate.
think of the right word there. I had a mind blank. I'm like, that's not what I want trying to say here.
It's kind of funny because like when I met Penny, what I found was a genuine person. I mean, she was extremely nice. She saw that I was standing amongst other filming folks, but I was by myself. And she just kind of came over and just started talking to me. And I was like, "Oh, you're really nice." And she had like two other friends, Lisa and Amy were there. Everyone was like super nice. I was like, "Wow, they're really nice." And like we walked and we walked into the theater. We all sat together for a little bit, just talked, and she asked me everything. That's one of the things that Matt and I we pride ourselves on, like, and we want to work with folks that are genuine. And what we have right here, I mean, obviously the whole cast was that way. I mean, we wish we could bring everybody, but we can't. But just talking about these two actors, are both very talented, but they're both very genuine people. Penny is selling herself. She has done so much work, it's incredible. And Ja just came through the door and was like, you would have thought that he had done 12 feature films when we met him. We're like, wow. But at the same time, professional, humble, driven. You know what I mean? You're talking about some really great personalities. And I think that's one of the things it takes to make a great film. Short, feature, doesn't matter. Music video, you got to have real folks. And so Meet and Penny, that's just how this came together for. But then I talked to Matt. I'm like, "Matt, you've got to meet her, and then here we are.
Right.
So
So when we were like working on the set for one of the scenes, we couldn't figure out how to work it out. Everybody that was in that scene was there. It was collaborative. It wasn't like running the show. It was like, how can we make this really believable and honest? So it's great that you can have a script, but it's also great that you have a director and producer that allows you to improv.
Yes.
Because I love improving and saying, just go for it. Because you can take a couple takes, but it's really great when you have a set where everybody is a team.
Well, I mean, you see that in not even just horror films. You see that in films in Hollywood, even where sometimes they're given creative freedom. Like I always go back to, I don't know whether any of you have seen the Johnny Knoxville film, The Ringer. Where he's with the lads from the Special Olympics and they're like, "Oh, we went to get ice cream." And your man turns and goes, "When the fuck did we get ice cream?" Completely off script. But if you actually watch the scene, Johnny Knoxville is in floods of tears laughing and he turned away from the camera. But that wasn't supposed to happen. But it was that good, it made it into the film. So ad lib, like John Candy was amazing for ad libbing stuff along the way.
Yeah.
Another big one that does ad lib was Neil Flynn, who done the janitor in Scrubs. Like a lot of his stuff was ad libbed.
Right. So when you watch Family Secrets, one of the sentences or words that I say when you watch it is pretty girl. Such a pretty girl. I don't know where it came from, but Carrie, that was just absolutely fantastic. After we finished the scene, she said, "God, Penny, that was really creepy."
Yeah.
It was the perfect touch. And it's like I'm a firm believer in, like, especially the first take, just letting actors do their thing and kind of see where they're at with it and what their mind is thinking. And then we can all go from there and collaborate, man. Like, it's all about seeing what they're creating in their mind and what they want to present, and then adjusting from there, going, hey, what about this? Let's try this. And I like that approach.
I mean, it's probably the best way to do it. Like, I get that obviously you have a certain amount of takes and a certain amount of budget to use, and obviously if it's a massive scene where people are getting chopped up or whatever, and it's costing money to do, you're obviously not going to mess around with it. But for films, like for scenes where theoretically, say nothing is happening that's costing anything to reshoot it, bar having to walk back 5 feet and start again, those ones you don't mind. Like, give it a take or two of feeling it out and then let it rip.
Exactly. I mean, if it's some big choreographed thing, like you said, that's a different story, I guess. But like, just to let the actors say the lines how they want it and kind of approach the role how they want it, I think is critical to everybody feeling like it's a collaborative effort and everyone has a chance to be creative and work on it together. That's the beauty of it.
There is obviously directors in Hollywood and stuff that are set in their way. It's my way or no way. And like I know people that have worked on cast under a certain multi-billion-dollar director who, even if they walk wrong, he's calling cut. Do you know what I mean? There's no need for that. Like, I get he's Captain Control freak, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's his movie; he do it his way. But calling someone back for walking the wrong way is a little bit mental.
And this was written. This was written. I read the script. Like when he sent me the script, I read it like 4 times, and the backstory on it, it just took me. My brain just went, and just like you said, some directors and producers, they're just like, this is how I want it. This is how it's got to be. But when I like actually got on the phone with these guys and we were talking and I was saying stuff, they were actually like, okay, all right, and that allowed me to, peel the onion a little bit and dig deeper into the character, because I feel like I had to tap into a lot of different previous characters from like other horror movies. And it made me, as an actor, because, I know these guys' background, gore, horror, and stuff like that, but it made me bring my character to life more as a silent, scary person. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things I've learned. Like, you can be very scary and you don't even have to kill anybody or, it's more like a creepy deal. You know what I'm saying? So the freedom in the script and how well it was written, like really allowed me to like open up a little bit and be more flexible with the character. And plus they were just like, man, just let's see what you got, So I really appreciated that. And again, you got to see it, man. You will appreciate it. I promise you.
I'll honestly, I'll get onto it as soon as we get off this call. I'll get onto it.
And the piggyback on what Ja was saying about backstory and stuff like that, and they asked about the motives of all the characters and stuff like that. And even though I am really the scary person, I don't consider myself scary. I don't consider myself evil. I have felt like my character had a reason to be strong and that she had a horrible life and nobody understood her. So I never thought I was evil at all when I was playing my character.
Interesting.
It was so awesome.
So I did so. I'm gonna touch on that point there that you made, right? So you said you didn't consider yourself evil, right? So are you a horror fan in general?
Yeah.
Right. So there's a conversation that's come up I've had before with people. So if you go back to 1974's Texas Chainsaw, right? Is Leatherface evil?
No.
Or is he flawed by his family?
Mhm.
Family.
Family.
Right?
Family.
Family.
Is Jason evil?
No.
No.
Right.
It,
Okay.
de-
So
it depends on what version of Jason we're talking about. If we're talking about, I hate to get technical here. If we're going, undead Jason, or if we're going early Jason
no, we're
before
going
like the
go
undead.
early 2, 3.
Okay, all right, then
Carrie,
yeah, no, that's
Carrie wasn't evil at all.
Mm-mm.
No, that one's completely different. That's all sorts of
But at
messed
the very
up there.
end, you would think that she was evil, but she wasn't.
No, she was pushed past the limit. That
yeah.
one I'll always agree. She was pushed past the limit, right? Was Michael Myers evil?
No. His mother was horrible.
Mhm.
Mike Myers was evil.
I,
Mike
I,
Myers
I,
was
I
a
agree.
kid who stabbed his sister for
No.
no reason in the start of the first one.
I don't think I think if you play evil and you play it very like one dimensional, then nobody's going to care about you, your character.
Right.
So I give a feeling that there's something that happened to me and there's a reason why I'm doing things. And it's because I was hurt or devastated in my life. Then the audience they'll go along with me. They might say what I'm doing is wrong, but they can say,
So
you got to have a little bit of empathy in your character or nobody's going to care about you at all. And they watch you.
that's what I'm trying to get to here, right? So I would agree that Leatherface is not evil. He's conditioned would be the right word, right? By his family.
Yeah.
Because he knows no different. Right?
Yep. No. Yep.
Jason tortured and drowned, fine. Makes a deal, comes back, whatever it was. Right? Mike Myers was evil because nothing pushed him to it. So I can feel the point where you're saying your character has had a horrible life or whatever, and she's just doing what she's doing. So that one I can make sense with. I just wanted to see where your mind was in terms of who was evil and who wasn't.
I just think if you have a character that is not so one dimensional, if you have some empathy towards the character, the audience will be with you all the way. They might disagree what you do, what you say, but it'll be a more rounded character than one dimensional. That person is evil. You always want to have some idea that you don't have all the answers. You don't,
fair.
and the ending is the ending to Family Secrets. You think
don't spoil it for me. Don't spoil it.
well, but it's like you really I think really good films when they have that ambiguous ending, like what happened, where was it, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the things that everybody does a different interpretation at the end. Well, I think this is what happened. I think that's good filmmaking.
Yeah,
I do. Must say, I do love movies when they hit like that, and you're like, well, what the fuck? Like the best one, I think the best one of all time for that is The Thing.
Oh yeah, I love The Thing.
John Carpenter's The Thing.
Love The Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
I mean, that's
I'll get to that at the end, and I'll get your points or your takes on it and see what you think. Like I get it, and obviously being an actress and being the lead protagonist, is that the right word? Antagonist, protagonist. I can't remember which one's the right one. I
myself as the protagonist.
Yeah, nice. How do you go about getting into that mindset then?
Oh, I think you bring your experiences along, your family experiences. You listen to other people's family experience of what happened in your childhood, You know, everybody didn't have a perfect childhood.
Absolutely. Everyone's different.
And everybody's different. And like, even when I talk to my kids, they go, oh, I remember when I think what was happening. I was at the beach with my daughter and she was 4 years old. And I went to go to the kitchen. And all of a sudden I love Alfred Hitchcock, and it was The Birds.
Oh, lovely. They're
and
everywhere.
Suzanne Pleshette was getting, anyway. And my daughter to this day, and she's 32, says, I'm afraid of birds because of you.
Wow. Wow.
So like, she can't walk along the beach. Very
I mean,
you know what I mean? So you bring experiences in, and then if you need to make them bigger or smaller, I think you can do that on film. You got to be creative.
Fair. It's a fair point. So in terms of this film, right? Obviously, it's a short film at the minute. Is there a plan to expand it to a feature?
Oh, we could definitely definitely do that.
I just put the wheels in motion here.
Well, no, we've talked about this. You know, like we've talked about making a part 2 to this, where, because we are at the, well, I don't want to ruin the movie, but like there's a way to continue it. There's a way to continue it. We sort of set it up that way. So
nice.
You know, where, because really the book is, what we're talking about here in this film. This evil book that is making its way, and Ja, as the bookstore owner, he loves this book. This book has been in his family forever, and he runs this bookstore, and he sees the book leaving. He can't break himself from it because he loves it so much, but he knows what it does. And he knows, I mean, I know John could tell you this, but I'm just telling you, like, that's the way Matt and I wrote this, so that the book could conceivably, we could make more shorts. We could make a feature. The book will bring out the worst events in someone's life and sort of like put it on steroids, and it then it just becomes a part of their existence where they are.
I mean, we could make a whole thing just about the bookstore owner and about how he came to be. I mean, there's a lot of different avenues I feel like we could take if we really wanted to and had the funds and the time to do it.
And that's kind of why I said, like, it was written so well. It took me places. I know you guys are like super horror movie, but none of this stuff, like the movies you guys consider horror, I don't consider horror, because I've seen The Exorcist, the original Exorcist, and I think that is the scariest movie that was ever made. Hands down. Like, I watched like the Friday the 13th and all of those movies. They're just movies to me, because when I saw that movie as a kid, like to this day, I could still watch it and be afraid. And it's probably because it's so realistic, if that makes sense. The only other scary movie outside of that I've seen, my brother thought it was a good idea to take me to see American Werewolf in London when I was like 10 in the theater. And that scared the living shit out of me. Excuse my French, but
we can curse here.
This was written so, and when I read the script, I'm like, damn, dude, this thing can go like forever, and that made me like dive deeper into this character. I was just more like, man, this character has to stay alive in this thing. I have to like keep bringing this thing back, and I tapped in Anthony Perkins, Anthony Hopkins. I just started looking into all these guys, because I consider it like silent horror, like I don't have to have the knife and nothing like this, but I have this book, and this book is evil, it's treat yourself, my friend, treat yourself.
I'll have a nice 18 and a half minute watch as soon as we finish up. I promise you. I'll let you know.
You won't regret it. I promise you.
And I will say this, I felt like everybody, you know, Penny, John, everyone involved, man, really did a good job of like,
Yeah.
I mean, just really investing in their characters. And I was just that alone made me so happy with everything, man. I was like, just to see the excitement and the real detail in things that they created was phenomenal. Couldn't be happier.
Well, you can't ask for more as a director or whatnot. I'd imagine. Obviously, I don't direct movies, so I wouldn't have a clue. But you obviously can't ask for more than what the cast can give you.
Yeah,
So
that's true. I mean, and it was just everybody was just willing to collaborate and like really like, you know, talk about things. And like I like that, man. Like I can sit here and talk about movies. I don't care if it's horror, drama. You want to talk about the fine points of whoever. I'll do that all day long, man. I love it.
absolutely. Maybe I'll have you back for a show. I have a show in mind, and you might be one of the right brains to have involved in it.
Oh,
All
Matt's the
over it.
right brain.
Oh
He's the
yeah.
right brain.
Um,
If that's what he's got behind him on a normal day, he's the right brain. I mean, I'm into it too, but Matt's at the horror convention. You know, he's at the horror convention selling his art and
I'm actually
meeting
going
folks.
to. I'm actually going. There's not many of them over here. So Ireland had their first big one last year in November. We as a podcast were at it. We had a table at it, which was great.
Oh,
But
nice.
we're heading over to Manchester to Europe's biggest one now in April.
Ooh, all
For the,
right.
That's fantastic.
for the love of horror. It's unreal over there. Like
I can't even imagine. Have a blast, man.
it's
Yeah.
I think it's 5,000 people in the convention center.
Wow.
Some of the guests this year are just off the charts. You've got Skeet and Matt Ulrich Skeet Ulrich
Yeah.
and Matt. They're there from Scream. You've got David Patrick Kelly from pretty much everything ever.
Yeah.
You've got Stephen Dorff and Donald Lowe from Blade.
Oh,
Like
nice.
I'm just looking at. You've got Michael Gross from Tremors, and I'm looking at it going, my bank balance is in trouble.
Yeah.
Trouble. But like, yeah, it's just horror is just one of them things for me. So my parents told me there was 3 movies I was never allowed to watch. The Texas Chainsaw was one, the original one. The Exorcist was another, and Nightmare on Elm Street was the last one. And by 12, I'm pretty sure I'd seen them all.
Yeah.
But like, I'll never forget the first time I watched Nightmare on Elm Street. I snuck down the stairs in my parents' house at like I think it was 11, and I went down. Movie started at 10 to 11 on an Irish channel that we had, and I remember not liking the opening. I was like, this isn't going to be anything amazing. And then it gets to the point, when Freddy comes down the lane with his arms out.
Comes out.
Yeah.
Like that's one of my favorite scenes in film. I was like, that's fucking awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Like I have a big Freddy tattoo on my arm and everything.
Matt's the tattoo king, baby.
Yeah, I got a lot of them, man. Yeah.
He's got the sickest tattoos on the planet, baby.
Yeah.
The sickest tats on the planet, baby.
Yeah, like I'm working on the sleeve.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me break it out here.
Let's go, Iceman.
Let me break it out.
You know, you guys keep talking about the Exorcist.
Nice.
Yeah, look at Matt. There he is.
All over,
There he is.
Nice.
Yeah. Got my Psycho, got my Jason, got my Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, I've got a big Jason one here as well.
Yeah.
And that's the Freddy one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Big Jeeper.
You know, when we had Ja and Penny, I came over. I wanted to show the cast the family secrets before anyone else saw it. So if they hadn't seen any of it other than the trailer, and I had, Matt and I threw a little cast party at my house. And so when you walk down in the basement, the first thing you see is my Night of the Living Dead poster.
Yes, sir.
Because probably between me and Matt, we probably have 1,500 posters from our movie theater days, so from, if you go from like 89 to like 2000, That's pretty much all the yeah, those are all the posters I have. Oh, 87. I'm sorry. The first theater I cleaned was Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Ah,
So
Oh,
that was my
I only watched
first.
that.
That was
I
my
only
first
watched
pick
that
up
at
the
Christmas.
popcorn. Pick up the popcorn, right? And so I got 750 posters, over here in my garage, and Matt probably the same. So I made sure I put the best one right at the bottom, so when everyone came in, they saw that, and then we had the seating going on. I transformed my basement into a movie theater, kind of like a room movie theaters.
I actually,
And
I just, I just sent you something there. You can check afterwards. It's the entrance to my apartment. The wall and the entrance to my apartment. You can check it afterwards and send it on to them. But like, it's see the way yours is, Matt. Like mine's like that, but it's all like movie tins.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like it's phenomenal. Like when you can do it. And she bought them for me. And she's like, "Why don't you put these up?" And I was like, "Where exactly? We live in an apartment." She's like, "Do it in the hallway." And I was like, "All right, you don't gotta tell me twice."
you want to know something funny? I bet you if Penny did this, she could probably have her basement full of just posters of herself from all
Yeah,
the movies that she's been in.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
no
can't
kidding,
make this
man.
up. Look, if you look at Penny's Facebook, every other day she's on a set somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, and John's gonna be the same way too if he's already not already there. So I mean, it'd
commitment
be
to the
cool to
cause.
see, their posters as well. So,
Commitment.
oh, Penny, we used Penny for our poster. We used Penny for our poster. Her
Yeah.
screaming out like this, and the demonic scream coming out of her before she gets the kill.
I think
So,
I copied the I think because I think the ring, that Asian,
Uh, the ring is awesome.
Amazing.
awesome.
and so I put my head up like, because there was something black coming out of it, but we didn't have the black.
Mhm.
But that's what I
Yeah.
was inspired to do.
I
Nice.
mean, and we made the movie. We did the movie black and white, and there's also a
That was
little backstory to that. And the people in the movie, the ones that are wearing like white, are a little more not as tainted. But if they have black things on, there's a little dark to them. There's something sinister about them. So you'll notice that some people will wear black and white, like. If it's like even, then that means and they're wearing some sort of suit or business attire, so it's kind of it's definitely got some nuance to it that I think that most people who see the movie have really enjoyed. It's not like anything you've seen. As a filmer, I like to take interesting angles, okay, when I film, because Matt and I are looking for different levels of tension, something else, the angles you take, having Penny do the same thing, one with our red cinema cam, and then the other, you know Matt and I've been using. I do a lot. I've been GoProing for probably 12 years, so I'm real good with that. And I know I can get different angles and then run that through edit at the end. So I had Penny run the same lines again, but the tension changes. So because of these different angles that Matt and I just kind of work through by stabbing and killing each other in my basement when we practiced. So when we practice the filming, stabbing, I'm gonna kill you, talking about how angry we are about things. We worked on angles because we wanted to make that happen, and not just this one, but films to follow. It's like a big thing for us, and then the music was a big, the soundtrack behind us,
The
trying
music
to get the most out of our characters.
is so good, and the music correlates with it. It's very subtle. You think that it's a song, but it's not. It's a sound, but it's weird. But the music and the whole filming of it and the writing really good. It matched. Because
Matt
sometimes,
A lot
sees
of
everything I don't. Matt sees everything I don't.
yeah. So the thing is, you sometimes you'll see films and the way they edit it, you go, oh, that's a different. It's kind of like almost jarring. Like, what happened there? Wait a minute, I don't. did I miss something? The continuity doesn't go all the way through, but with the music and the editing, it just flowed.
But see, music is when I was growing up, I'm not a big music person, and I never thought it was that important to film. But I think music for horror is just as important as the effects can be. Like, could you imagine Jaws without the music?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's something else.
No.
Like, could you imagine Halloween without the music?
Yeah.
It just changes. Like, even so much as going out of horror towards Jurassic Park. Do you know what I mean? Like, that theme song's iconic. Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Even when it's not like scores, like you go to Forrest Gump, it probably has the best soundtrack of any film ever.
I think another thing about this film that really, like, for real horror film aficionados, that they really appreciated it was that it was in black and white. I think that right there. I mean, I got so many texts outside of Penny. What is Jack Nasty? We won't touch that. They kept asking me that, but they were like, "Yo, this thing's in black and white," and it's like it just took me. It took me back, but I was still in the present time. You know, I think that right there was just like, that was just mind blowing right there.
It's also something like, I know there's not a whole lot of black and white films these days, but I recently rewatched the Clerks film, the Kevin Smith one, and the fact that his first one is nearly completely in black and white is like, it just shows that how important it can be for cinema. And then obviously they have in Clerks 3, they have that scene where he's giving out about the colors. And he's like, no, as a filmographer, colors can destroy things, so I'm doing it in black and white.
Yes.
Right.
And I was like, I never understood it properly when I seen Clerks 1. I was like, why is this in black and white? And then obviously they dive deeper into it in number 3, and I was like, oh, okay. They obviously didn't have the money to make the colors the way they wanted it, so I'll just do it in black and white.
Yeah.
And I'm all for it. I don't mind black and white movies.
I think what's interesting about this is when you're in the States, when new filmmakers are coming up, they have these 48s and small putting out films. This is Matt and Mark's second film. What I think is amazing, you can have a very blurry, deep, your filming can be very blurry, but if your sound, if they're not good, if you feel like if they're not connected, you can't hear it. You hear this fuzzy sound. It's like, what's that buzzing sound? All things like, when you film and you got to turn everything off, you got to pull out turn off the refrigerator, everything that you can't even think of. And if you don't have good sound,
it wouldn't pick up the fridge, would it?
It will destroy the film, no matter how great the cinematography is.
Would it actually pick up the fridge?
Yeah.
Like Ja, remember when we were filming at the bookstore, that was a problem. That was a problem. There was a sound in the bookstore, and we were like, wait a minute, hold on a second. We got to shut off the little mini fridge that was by the register. It took like 3 takes away from us. So, Ja remembered that because he was standing there to it.
That's mad. You learn something new every day.
You really do, man.
So then I'll try a couple more questions then before we finish up, because I don't want to hold us all afternoon either. What was the biggest challenges you had on set? Or did you have any, apart from the fridge?
I got one. These guys scouted the best place in the world at that Frederick bookstore. That place is amazing. And they were ready to shoot, and I found myself over there reading a comic book, and they were like, "Hey, it wasn't a challenge, but I just thought that was pretty funny." But
getting distracted by the comics.
Yeah, man, this place was amazing, man. When they went out and scouted this place, they did an excellent job. So all of my friends are calling me the scary librarian now, and I'm like, it's not a library, it's a goddamn bookstore.
There's a difference.
But I'm, they did a great job, man, scouting this place out, man, and yeah, that was pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Oh my God, that's the greatest thing I've heard, man. The scary librarian.
Yeah, man. If I got a screenshot and show you some of these text messages I'm getting, man.
What you need to do now is change his name in your phone to the scary librarian. That's it.
Don't do that.
That's it.
Come on, G man. Don't do me like that, G man. I was gonna take that to the grave, but since we're having a good time, I just thought I had to put it out there. My mom even she was like, well, I didn't know scary stuff happens in the library. I was like, it's not a damn library, it's a bookstore. It's
I'll throw one in there. I'll throw one in there and I'll do it and I'll tie it into Penny. Okay. When Penny and I were sitting down, we were at a restaurant and we were at a filmmakers meetup. Okay. And we were just talking about the film or whatever. And we're negotiating stuff. She makes a comment about post, like things that happen in post, right? I wasn't really thinking too much about it. I was like, I know me, I'm good, right? Well, when I got to post and I started realizing some of the problems that I was going to be dealing with here to edit, and Matt was hearing it, we had sound issues, we had color matching, even in black and white. You want to talk about edit after edit after edit after edit and working on this and trying to get angles right. And we need to zoom in a little here. That was a real challenge. And I think that Penny, because Penny is experienced, she's been on a lot of sets, she's done a lot of edit stuff. She knew, and she was telling me even before we filmed that you're gonna have some post things, and sure enough, I love post production, but it definitely was a big challenge doing it in black and white. And that gray is a little off from the other gray, and I gotta match this up, and and you got Matt who's real technical as well, so it was definitely a challenge. Fun, but a challenge.
Yeah,
but thank you, Penny, for bringing that to my mind beforehand.
Takes most of the time and most of the money. It's like, it's fun to be on set, but yeah, the post-production, but at least you didn't have to deal with ADR.
It's true.
ADR is real hard.
Mm-hmm.
Really good sound and music. That's half your battle.
Just to make you aware that your name is now changed, yeah.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Got you real good now.
I can't win, man.
What about you, Matt? Do you have any challenges on board?
Now, honestly, like, to keep it short, all those are good ones. Was like, I look at it as like a learning experience every time. I'm like, what did I learn, that I can improve on? And there's many things. But the number one thing is just like kind of like scheduling and like making sure I have enough time to really dedicate to a scene instead of feeling rushed because we're running out of time.
Yeah.
And that to me was like, it happened, and maybe it happens all the time. I don't know, but I prefer to try to limit that if possible.
Fair. So just time management.
Yeah.
Big deal.
I'm the worst person in the world for time management, so
it's like having a shooting script. It's like, if you're going to do this one scene, you're going to do a wide shot and over the shoulder shot, or you're going to do a long lens. You're going to do, you have everything set up and you have all your times for every shot that you want to do. Then you can budget it in there. And even then you can get messed up. But if you have a shooting script, that can help you.
Yeah. And like we attempted to do all of that. We did do it, but like not to the degree that I realized that maybe we need to do it, if that makes any sense.
Fair.
So.
Fair. So obviously, you could say room for improvement for the next one in certain aspects.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah.
as a director or whatever, I imagine it's a learning curve no matter what you're doing. Like there's always new ways of doing things, new angles. I worked with someone who said once you've mastered your job, you might as well retire.
Well,
Um,
yeah.
and like directing is obviously got to be thing because everything changes from day to day, really. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's this
we
way of
know.
shooting, that way of shooting. But I don't want to keep you all evening because obviously it's only late evening time now or late afternoon for yous. So the film is going into festivals now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is there anywhere coming up recent or close to now that people can check it out if they're listening for that are going to that festival?
Well, you know what? Just to put it out there, I mean, we between the poster, the trailer, the film, individuals as well. That's breaking news. I didn't want to tell you all that, but you know, both Ja and Penny have been submitted for their acting roles as well. So those are going to be
Yeah.
ones that'll go through it too, because Matt and I are really big on the folks we work with.
Oh,
We're big on them. We're big on them. Like we will do literally anything to promote all the folks that believed enough in us to come onto this thing. So we're submitting for their roles as well. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, we're in at least Matt, I'm thinking we're closer to 35,
Yeah. That's
total
probably
or
right.
more, like more for just this year.
Wow.
So I think it's going to do really well. Um, and that's all coming up. That's why I don't have the exact film festival for you right now because the list is so long. But in our area, we live in Maryland, and so in our area, we live near I live near Frederick, which is known for like Blair Witch Project. That's like
Mhm.
the lore for our area. We have some local filming folks here. We submitted to their film festival, Silver Vox. So we're hoping to be into that one. Some others in Maryland, but Matt and I have already talked about how we could travel to different places around the country if they invite us. If we know they're going to show it, then we're going to show up. We're going to do our best to show
yeah.
up. We'll have like a travel budget, and we'll go to LA. We'll go wherever you want us to promote it.
Two.
And we'll tell Penny and Ja and Kim Starks
Yes,
and
sir.
Hannah, all the people
Hannah.
on the cast that they want to come.
Yeah.
You can bring
Jason,
me.
our FX guy.
You can bring me.
Yeah.
That's right. We could bring you too.
You-
Maybe you'll go for us if it's
You
in
want
Ireland. You
yeah,
can go. You
absolutely.
can go. You can go for us.
Be our
Absolutely.
representative.
That's it, baby. Represent.
That's it.
But yeah, as I said, I don't want to keep you all night, so I'm gonna close it out with just the usual. Appreciate you all coming on. I appreciate you giving me the chance to watch the film. Obviously, I haven't watched it yet because I missed the actual link. But I will watch it relatively as soon as we finish up here. And I will let you know either later on today or tomorrow what I thought of it. The best of luck with it when it hits film festivals. I'm sure it'll do amazing. As you said, it's
Thank
got
you.
awards already. Did you say 10 already? Was it?
6 for the trailer and 4 for the film already. The film has already won 4 of 5. The trailer has won 6 of 6.
Yeah,
So
can't go wrong
we're
with that.
excited.
As I
Yep,
said,
and you'll see it on YouTube. It's on YouTube, so you can see the awards. Each time we win, I add the laurel. Each
Nice.
time we place, I add the laurel.
nice.
Yep.
As I said, I've seen the trailer. The trailer was awesome. Not often do you get a trailer for a short movie as well, so I was impressed with that.
Thank you.
I do love a good trailer. That's a real cinema thing.
Yeah.
I love a good trailer.
Yeah.
That's how you knew you were dealing with movie guys here, because Matt and I used to have trailer night where Matt would be like, I'm stringing up all the trailers. This is back when it was regular film. he would string up all the trailers and we'd get all this popcorn. We go to movies. We're just gonna watch all the trailers that we have.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, Greg. Sorry.
No, you're grand. You're grand. That's just the way it is. I love trailers. That's why the reason I'm always at the cinema early is so that I can see the trailers. I don't want to miss the trailers.
Don't want to miss
100%.
them.
Now, I will avoid Scream 7 trailers for the next month because I don't want to see. I just know that I want to go there opening night, and that'll be that.
Yeah.
But before I finish up, I can't not ask the question, right? Between the four of you, can you just give me your top 5 horror films?
I can give you one. I like The Exorcist. I definitely love The Exorcist because I think it's a true story.
Yep.
I do like Psycho. I do like Rose Baby. I do like The Ring.
Now, the Japanese one or the American one?
The Japanese one.
Oh, yeah. Ringu. Ringu is awesome.
Yeah.
Top 5's got to be The Exorcist. Like I said, American Werewolf in London 2, Psycho 3. Oh man,
we're getting all the classics here.
Yeah, man, that's good stuff right there, man. The Birds, Hitchcock he's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh man,
it's not easy when you're put in the spot, is it?
Yeah, well, it's
like I said, in my head, I'm ready.
That number one just really did it for me. So I gotta find like something that really did it for me, man. But I mean, hey, don't sleep. But Blade was pretty dope too.
I fucking love Blade.
I'm sorry that everybody else was scared, but I liked it. It was like a good film, good cinema for me. So yeah.
Oh, remember I said that I'm going to that horror con in Manchester. So they do an after party on the Saturday night, and they're doing the Blood Rave is the team. So they're gonna have like a blood cannons and stuff.
Nice.
And they've got the DJ who done the song and stuff. So it's gonna be awesome.
Nice.
I did a fan film for Bloody Valentine, and I played the mother. And then one of the guys that was supposed to go in because my daughter had all these nails, in her hand, and I was supposed to go into the mine, and I was like, I'm not going in. And so didn't show up. I'm not going in.
Fuck it. I ain't going in there.
Anyway, so
Matt, let me go before you, Matt. That way I don't forget all my favorites here. All right, I'm gonna go with Ju-On. Okay.
The Grudge.
I'm gonna go with one of the ones that Matt and I were talking about the other night, The Audition. Love that.
This is the third time. This is the third time The Audition has been mentioned on the show as a favorite.
It's just such an awesome movie. It really is. I'm also gonna go with gotta go Blair Witch Project from when I first saw it. Because we saw it on film at the theater after hours, and we had no idea what we were looking at. I'm always gonna pick The Shining.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shining.
Yeah. Now the question is, which one? The Stanley Kubrick one or the Tommy Lee Wallace one?
Stanley.
Yeah.
I like the Tommy Lee Wallace one.
I like Tommy Lee Wallace, but not his Shining.
Remember Cape Fear? I like the Cape Fear one. That was really
Cape Fear. You see, that's getting a TV show now. Yeah. So Patrick Wilson is going to be Nick Nolte's character. And Javier Bardem is going to be De Niro's character. And I mean, if you're casting anyone as a bad guy, you're taking Bardem. He's the best bad guy in Hollywood for me.
Yeah.
I close mine out with Night of the Living Dead, black and white.
Nice.
I passed the gauntlet to my good friend Matt.
Yeah, this should be good.
This is a tough call, man, because there's so many of them that I just love. But I mean,
me too.
The greatest horror movie ever made is Texas Chainsaw Massacre, in my opinion. It just doesn't get any better than that.
The 03 one, that is, of course.
And Night of the Living Dead, I love. I love Carnival of Souls. I love
That's
Psycho.
that's the first time that's been mentioned.
Yeah, I'm a big Carnival of Souls. Love that movie.
I haven't seen that
Um,
in years.
I gotta
yeah,
watch that one.
I highly recommend the Criterion collection of it, man. It's nice. Um, what else did I say? I really like Zombie. I love Fulci. Anything by Fulci, I like.
The one
Um,
with the two right hands.
and what else? I mean, I guess those are it. I mean, is that and The Strangers is probably up there for me. A lot of people don't count it, but the original Strangers, that
Man,
shit fucked me up the first time I
so
saw it,
good.
man.
Oh good.
Hey,
I watched
an
that one
honorable
night.
mention: Family Secrets.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
The yeah, The Strangers was so good. I watched that, didn't know a fucking tap about it.
Yeah.
Put it on, was watching it in a house party, and I was like, we were having a few drinks and watching it, and everyone's wandering around. And I'm sitting there like, "You coming out for a few drinks?" I was like, "I'm not moving from here. This shit too good." I was like, "This shit's awesome."
It's good. It's good.
I came home from a late showing of it, and I got home and like normally I don't get that scared from stuff, but I mean I got home, I was like, man, I'm gonna have to check the house. I'm kind
I'm
of
gonna
fucked
walk
up
around
right
here.
now.
Well, folks, it's been a pleasure to have you on.
Hey,
I appreciate you just taking the time out of your day, and appreciate you sending me the movie. And I wish you all the success with the film festivals and the individual awards that it is we're going to win. Not that you might win, you are going to win.
Yes, sir.
that's
Yeah.
right.
And as I said, you're more than welcome back anytime. And I'd love to have you back for a chat. Even if it's just about any kind of movie you see that you want to break down or whatever.
Yeah, hell
Um,
yeah.
But what I'm gonna do is you might like how this one finishes, seeing as you're a big Return of the Living Dead fan or Night of the Living Dead. I'm gonna finish this the way I finish every single Friday night, ladies and gentlemen. In the words of the great George A. Romero, stay scared.
Nice.